Well, welcome, friends, family, loved ones, to the latest episode of The Grand Weaver. We have Vitaliy Andriiets from Wise Carpenter with us from Ukraine. So I'm very excited for the conversation that we're going to have today. And so we're going to jump right into it. Vitaliy, I'd love for you to introduce yourself, give us a little bit of context for where you are in the world, and then we'll kind of start having a few questions around Wise Carpenter as a ministry and those types of things. So if you could introduce yourself to us, that'd be great.
Okay. Hello, friends. Nice to talk with you, and really glad to have this conversation. My name is Vitaliy. I live whole my life in Ukraine. Actually, I born in east part of Ukraine, in Luhansk, and this part of Ukraine, Russia captured like 10 years ago. So for me and my family, war started earlier, already 10 years. We live far from like my city, and we live now in the central part of Ukraine. I have the beautiful wife Sophia. So also we have 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. The older son Vasily, he 14, and the younger son Fedya, he's 5. And right now I lead the ministry, like you said, Wise Carpenter, and I do this job or do this ministry already 8 years.
8 years, yeah. All right, so how'd you get started? Like what, bring us all the way back to 8 years ago. What was the foundation and the groundwork that led to starting the ministry?
Yeah, 8 years ago, I'm already live in, not in Luhansk, but in Cherkasy. So I was pretty alone because I don't have friends or big community, because we moved from Lugansk with a few families. So I tried to find myself, and probably in this time, my older son, he was 6, and I start to thinking about how I can show to my son the pictures of father, because my father left our family when I was 2 years old. And I start thinking how it's possible to show my son the picture of father, because I never saw the father. Even more, I never saw my grandfather, because he also divorced with my grandma. So I grew up with women like mother and my grandmom, and I start talking with my friends from my new community in my church. Start talking about how they feel with their fatherness, and they also said that they not feel like in good position, because they also hated by their fathers. Some of the fathers, they drank every evening and hit his son every week. Some of the father, they work some far from the family and just send the money to the family. Some of the fathers, they serve in the church, and one man, he said, we saw our father just on the Sunday service when he preached.
Yeah.
So we realized that we need help, and we need to help to each other. And we asked the church to give for us some room, and we start to have this conversation where we met every week and start working with our hands. With our hands, and teach our son how to work with the tool, because the other side of the problem, the phone, because teenagers and kids, they spend a lot of time with gadgets. So we want to teach them how to work with the hand, with the head, and with the heart. So we started met every week and talk a lot about biblical principles and teach them how they can create something with their own hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So the need was you just really wanted to understand, and you found that many people were struggling with the absence of their dad.
Yeah.
And so you stepped in and so you didn't start, it sounds like, with the intent of creating a ministry that it is today. Is that a fair statement? Or did you always kind of think that you were going to eventually it would blossom into Wise Carpenter? Like,
no,
how did that
when we start
transition
with,
happen?
I never think about second workshop or something. Like we think about our local church and how we can help to our sons and the kids who already visited the church without and live without father, who visit the church with mom or grandmom, and we start with our sons and start to take care about kids who don't have father in his life. Yes, and probably a few years later, because I share the pictures, share this idea through social media, some of men, they saw this this way how you can take care about the boys, about the sons, and they start calling me and ask like how you can share with us this idea. And I think few years later, after we start, I start to collect all material, to collect all topics that we talk about with the boys, to collect all crafts and try to draw these crafts on the paper or with my computer.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you started kind of putting together what we would call a curriculum, like sort of the way that you would repeat the classes. So what did the first workshops look like? What was the experience that the boys were having, and could you describe like what that was like in the early days?
Yeah, 8 years ago, it was like pretty simple workshop, but we create they like first small chair for the kids, and all these kids they took this chair and bring to the house, and it was amazing because it's what I see every time. Like they inspire about they like to work with hand, because most of them of the kids in Ukraine, they didn't understand that they can create something with their hand. Most of them, they work just with their two fingers and that's all. But we try to show them that you have like two hands and they can work pretty good. So they always smile. They always put their phone to the box or to the jacket, and we have the rule that we didn't use the phone, and they don't need the phone on when we work together. So like, and 8 years later, right now, I see the same pictures. Like they cry when we should skip our lesson, probably if I sick or something happened, because they like to work with wood, to work with the tool, and this is what I saw every week.
And then how do you integrate discipleship or the faith aspect into? So they're building a chair and things with their hands in these workshops. What other things are you teaching them throughout the workshops?
Yeah, every time when we meet with the boys, we start with like 10 minutes. We have something like icebreaker. We can play some game for the boys, and then 20 minutes we talk about some biblical principles, and we create the book of Wise Carpenter, where we collect like the big story, how man can grow in this world and do the right things with biblical perspective. So 20 minutes we talk about some biblical principle and give them some homework. It's something small, like clean your room, and we read a lot the book of Proverbs, and this I think it's like part of the Bible where we can find really practical steps to like to.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, just bring about change. Yeah, practical steps really for us to take action on, right? I guess maybe is how you'd say that. Yeah, to
and
put into
also,
practice.
the boys every time they can saw the man who like read the Bible, who believe in these words, and who try to teach them. And also, it's about men works together, because we want to see not just one man like a teacher for the boys, but a group of men who take care about the boys and who can take care about each other, and work together like brothers.
Yeah. So you're saying that they don't see that very many places. Men working together, the kids don't typically see that in your culture.
Yeah. I think it's pretty unique and a place and picture, because a lot of men in Ukraine, I guess, they work a lot. Maybe it's the problem of all men of all of the world. But in Ukraine, we saw that fathers, they spent a lot of time in the work. And in my experience, one like few boys came to my workshop, and I asked them, where is your father? Because I know that they have father, and the father work with the wood also. And they said, like, when he took us to your workshop, they goes to the second job and try to spend few hours in his garage and create something and sell this product.
So let's talk first age group of the boys. What are the typical age groups of the boys that are coming to your workshops?
From 7 till 14 years. But we create the groups. Perhaps my group is 7, 8, and 9 years, and 10 till 11, and 12 till 14. But when they 7, they start asking these interesting questions. What we going to do today? Like, when we finished our crafts, how I can use this craft? Before this time, they just like to hit the nails, and that's all. But when they 7, they like start thinking about some process. And when they 14, they left. Like the workshop because they have I think friends and gadgets, and maybe girls have more impact in their life than me. So we have this time from 7 till 14 to help them to understand model of man in this world.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, as you were kind of sharing, these young boys are taking these crafts home. They're also, so they've got some pride in that. They're also starting to live out some proverbs at home, taking action, maybe cleaning up at home and doing things. What are you seeing as impact? Maybe share a story or two as an impact on the family that they're part of. So they're going home to their families. What are you hearing from moms and dads and people around, just what they're bringing back home?
Yeah, a lot of moms, they share with us some changes that they see in boys' lives, perhaps they start cleaning the room not just when it's homework, but do it day by day, or they can start say to his mom that like I love you, I feel that you take care about us, because sometimes we talk about that. Sometimes we talk about our stability, why we should work hard, like what our responsible in this like world, how we can take care about our family, how I can not just use my family, like use the Wi-Fi, internet, and eat the food, but how I can help my family. Sometimes mothers write after the summer, and they said like our son moved to the village and spent a whole summer with grandfather, and they like build the house and the tree, and they like he helped to grandfather like create something or fix something, and it's pretty interesting story.
Yeah.
And also it's work with men, because I know a lot of story when life of men in the church, they like changes. You know, like I have one story. It's happened maybe 4 years ago, like just before full war started in 2020-21. It's a story about my friend Zhenya and some group of men. They invite me to one conference to talk about like Wise Carpenter and explain this idea. And they said that I have 60 minutes for my speech. And the previous speaker they like use a lot of my time, and all what I what they left for me, it's 15 minutes before dinner. Like everybody was tired, everybody was sleeping, and I asked God, like, why you like need to spend these 3 days with this group of people and have just 15 minutes to explain like big idea of Wise Carpenter. Yeah. But I do what I need to do. Like I have my speech. Yeah. And few weeks later, Zhenya called me and said like I start to prepare everything. I start to prepare like the room. I talked with some businessmen in my church, and they said that they want to build like big room for this ministry. And it's interesting that a year later, Zhenya have like shared his story at our annual conference of the Wise Carpenter, and he said that a year ago when I he visited this conference, and he was like upset, and he asked God, what I can to do in my church, where is my ministry, where is my passion, like, and he said like this 15 minutes was that he heard from me was like the most beautiful 15 minutes in his life, because it's inspired him. He like right now, this workshop in Sumy, where Zhenya lives, it's more powerful workshop, like or branch in like our Wise Carpenter community. So I heard many stories when men they start working with the boys, and it's like super cool for them.
Yeah, that's incredible. So what's the footprint? How many different Wise Carpenter groups are there? How many kids come through the program in a year? Like, give me kind of just a sense of the scale as of today.
Like, it's interesting. I think about that. And when we met with you,
last year,
half of a year ago, we have 26 workshop in Ukraine. Right now we have 30 36 workshop in Ukraine, like in different parts of Ukraine, in the big cities and on the villages. And one workshop we opened in Romania, like it's the country near the Ukraine. I think right now probably 700 boys visited these workshops every week, because every week we have our program. We talk with the boys. We try to create something with the boys. I think we have probably 60 or 70 men in our community who serve to the boys every week. We create our resources, and like I said, we create like our first book of Wise Carpenter, where we put our experience and God wisdom and share with men this like share with men these resources. Yeah, right now, like we also organize one camp for the boys, and a year ago we prepare and organize our first camp for 80 boys, and it was also a pretty amazing experience.
Yeah. All right, so I want to shift gears a little bit. Given the timeline you've laid out, and you mentioned your friend being inspired to put a camp together in 2020, 2021, and that was before the war. And I would love for you to share, because as I've been walking alongside and hearing the stories of other ministries, in particular in Ukraine, just paint the picture of how your ministry changed during the war. Like how have you adapted and adjusted? What are some of the new needs? If you're willing to share even why you stayed in the country, those types of things. I would love to really give a picture for the reality of what's happening right now and the importance of Wise Carpenter, because I think that's really what tugged at my heart when we met. Is there's all these young boys and there's a desperate need for Wise Carpenter, whether there was no war or there was. And so if you could maybe just paint a little bit of that picture in this part of the journey.
I want to say that when we start this ministry, we have focused on the family who divorced. And we talk a lot about these ways, because I thought that it's a pretty big problem, not just in Ukraine, but in the whole world. That boys they like live with his mom, and that's all. But right now in Ukraine we have another like perspective, because a lot of men, they serve in army, and we already saw some boys who start living without father because he probably die on the war or still serve in the war, and nobody knows when it's finished. So it's our challenge to understand how we can serve to these boys, because even for me it's pretty big challenge, because I never talk with the boys who lost the father. We have a lot of conversation with the boys who don't have a father, because it's my story, and it's a little bit easy for me to talk with them in this perspective. But right now we have new challenge to understand how we can teach them and not hurt them with these issues. I don't know why, but it's very difficult to do everything in times of war. But at the same time, God bless this ministry, but God bless this, I can say, movement, because from 2022, the numbers of our branches is tripled. So before full war started in 2022, we have 12 branches, and right now we have 36 branches, and God inspire. I think I see like that God inspired man, and we, like me and my team, we looks like the tool of the God, and we can show, give to the man like some tools, some equipment to teach the boy. So, and from other perspective, it's hard for the man right now who didn't serve, who don't serve in the army, to move through Ukraine, because every day can be like the last for you with your family. Because if soldiers captured you without documents, or you don't have like reason why you can walk without like any issues, soldiers can took you and bring to like to this camp, soldier camp, and start teach you how to be the soldier. Yeah, so it's other perspective. It's other side of this ministry, because it's pretty dangerous. Like, if you don't feel that you should serve in the army, like, but it can happen like every day with you. And I have pretty unique situation, because men who have 3 or more kids, we have like these tickets, and I can move through Ukraine like with no problem. Yeah, and I feel like I stay in the right position, and I don't want to leave Ukraine. And when I visited States first time in my life, like in 2024, a lot of people encouraged me in this position, and I feel like that I'm in the right place, and I do the right like God's job or ministry.
Yeah. And just to expand that for our listeners, just so you understand, Vitaliy and his family had an opportunity to leave, and chose because you believe in your calling, in the importance of the ministry that you're doing to the men and these young boys in Ukraine, that you stayed. And that's a big decision. Obviously, as humans, we value our safety and our comfort and those types of things, and you have laid down your life for your family and for all of these young boys, and I do believe that God is honoring that commitment that you've had. So I want to encourage you in that, because that is one of the things that stood out to me. And so thank you for continuing to serve in a really difficult season within Ukraine. This is a hard place. So is that a fair summary of your situation?
Yeah.
So in the United States, we're watching the news and the headlines and all the things, and many of us are asking the question, how can we help? And we often feel like we're pretty helpless, but there are really practical ways that we can help. And so I would love for you to share a little bit about what are the needs, where do you see it going with Wise Carpenter? What are some of the needs that you have to support the growing ministry in Ukraine? And then I'll circle back after you share that and highlight with people where they can go to give financially and those types of things. So what do you need?
First of all, I want to say that we always need prayers, and like I always feel like it's work in my life when people ask me about what like how we can pray about you, and they pray. So first of all, you can pray about Ukraine, about men who serve to the boys, about their families, about the kids, and family of the kids. In June, we plan to prepare the camp for the 100 boys, and I should invite 30 men for the team. So it means that we need to raise the money. Finances play an important role in this ministry, and because we need to pay for fuel, for travel, for food, for wood, for tools, and much more. So right now we need to raise $12,000 to hold a camp for 100 boys and 30 mentors. There is a large funds or sums, but we believe that we can raise this money and bless the boys through this camp time. So it's my first goal to collect this money and prepare this camp for the boys. We have good experience last year, and we hold the camp for 18 boys. But right now we want to do this for 100 boys. It's the main, I think, the main financial need.
Okay.
Also, our organization has a budget, a year budget and monthly budget, and right now we need to have $4,000 every month to do the job that we do, move through Ukraine, visited the branches, the old branches, open the new branches, prepare the conference, and something like that. And right now we have just 12% of the year budget. We have money for next 2 years, or next 2 months. So if you wanna, you can be the regular, our financial partner, or bless us with any one-time donation. It's also can be blessed for us.
Absolutely. And how people can give and support you, we would go to Josiah Venture, and we will actually put a link when we put the podcast out and provide all the materials. We will put links directly to Wise Carpenter through Josiah Venture, so it's pretty straightforward. And so I definitely want to invite you who are listening, if you resonate at all with discipleship, mentoring to young boys, and the war in Ukraine, how you can help. There are great opportunities that Vitaliy and his team they're doing on the ground, and any little bit can help. Large amounts are great too, obviously, but really, I really want to thank you, Vitaliy, for the work that you are doing on the ground. And are there other things that you want to share with us today while we're together, just around your ministry, or just anything that's on your heart right now?
I don't know. I feel like we talk a lot about different ways. I think I said enough, and I don't want to. I don't know what I can say more. But thank you to invite me in this conversation. It's I'm glad that I can share with, not in Ukraine, about Wise Carpenter, about the boys, about the men, but do it through whole world. And thank you for your platform.
Yes. No, it's my great pleasure to have you on. I'm happy that we're able to do it. I'm thankful that you are doing the work that you're doing, and I'm just trusting that years from now, many years from now, this is generational change, right? Like, that's the thing that we always have to keep in front of us, is there are things that you're doing. The 100 boys that are going to the camp this summer, like, I want to specifically ask people who are listening to pray for that 100 boys, not just for their camp experience, for the trajectory of their lives, because the young boys are the future men in Ukraine, right? The next generation, and so that this is generational change that we're investing in, and you're leading the charge. And so I want to thank you for doing that, and for being just right there in the midst of the hard things. And I just so appreciate you and your heart, and we will be praying for your family, absolutely, because I know that the enemy doesn't like those things happening, and so likes to put a lot of roadblocks in the way. It's not just the war; it's all of the other things in the spiritual realm that the enemy likes to throw at us. And so we will be praying for you, and I really appreciate you. I'd love to have you on again in the future for a follow-up story after camp, maybe in the summer. That would be great. So,
yeah, and I also want to ask to pray about peace in parents' heart, because last year, right before the camp, Russian, they bombed some cities, and it's always hurt parents' heart. They think, oh, maybe it's not the good idea to put my son to other city for the camp. Maybe we should stay at home. So it's pretty hard decision for the parents. So I want to ask you to pray about peace in Ukraine and peace in parents' hearts.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you too.